L for luxury, L for Lexus. When it comes to craftsmanship, opulence, finesse, this brand is right up there. But what happens when with all those attributes you also get ruggedness, sportiness as well as off-road mannerisms? A vehicle like the LX is born. The flagship of the brand in its latest generation is now in India. We have the car with us today. We're going to tell you a lot about it. But before we move any further, if you still haven't, please do subscribe to Car and Bike. Do not forget to like and share this video, and also please do hit that bell icon to get all the latest notifications from the world of Indian auto industry.
A new generation of the flagship Lexus, the LX, has come after a long time, a decade and a half to be precise. This was the SUV with which the Japanese luxury car maker began its India journey a decade ago, and now with a new architecture, reduced weight, new steering and adaptive variable suspension, it promises a lot more than earlier.
Cars from brand Lexus are always known for their massive grills. But when the car is as big as the LX, the grille becomes even more prominent, even bigger. This spindle grille actually is one of the highlights on the exterior look of the car. Really gives it a sporty yet premium look. Looks really nice. And the slim headlamps actually complement the grille really well. It's a good combination of that big massive grille and slim headlamps. You come towards the profile. The first thing you notice are these big wheel arches, square in shape. They don't get black cladding, they get body color. Big 22-inch alloy wheels complement that really nicely, and to the sporty look of the SUV as well. A lot of nice SUV attributes are present on the profile. Talk about the side step, talk about chrome on the windows, talk about a roof rail as well. They're all there. And another characteristic that is really prominent are the big overhangs, especially the one on the rear. It is really big, and you can clearly see that there's a Land Cruiser hiding somewhere in there. So you have to say that Lexus has done enough and more to give the LX a distinct look.
The rear too is quite attractive with the LED tail lamps connected by a light bar. The boxy and upright proportions are quite evident all around the car, so the design legacy very much continues. In all, you can choose from 5 different colors on the SUV. Overall, the LX comes with a wheelbase of 2850mm, while it is 5100mm long, 1990mm wide and 1895mm tall.
You come inside the cabin of the new LX. When you compare this to the previous generation, you see some significant changes. However, the design sort of reminds you of the family of cars from Toyota and Lexus, so you can easily identify that you are sitting in a Lexus. A lot of high quality leather used here on the car adds to the premium quotient, and you can also choose between many interior, upholstery and theme options to give your car a different, distinct look. A highlight here are these twin screens. It's a big 12.3-inch touchscreen, gets you a lot of features. You've seen these similar layouts on other cars from Lexus as well. It comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a nice performing 25 speaker Mark Levinson audio system. It is really good. You come below that, you get a separate 7-inch touchscreen for mostly for climate controls, and just below that a lot of buttons as well, so very old school. Same is the thing about the steering wheel as well. Maybe Lexus can think about giving them a more modern look. However, what I like is the fact that accessibility is quite nice. All the buttons are within your reach, so you activate the 4x4 system or the heated or ventilated seat buttons. Finally, the instrument cluster, it's a mixed bag for me. It's a mix of digital and analog. Maybe some of you may not like that, but some of you who come with that old school thought might also appreciate it.
The Tazuna design philosophy Lexus has adopted for the new LX has certainly ensured in a more ergonomic cabin, especially for the driver. More features include a wireless charger, electronic parking brake, a big cooled box between the front seats and a sunroof, which to disappointment of many is not panoramic. The driver's seat can be adjusted electrically in 10 different ways, while the front passenger seat has 8 electric adjustments. The Climate Concierge feature takes care of not just cabin climate but also seat heating and ventilation if needed, which is a nice touch.
Looking at the mammoth size of this SUV from outside, you might think you have 3 rows of seats here, but that's not the case. The version that's come to India only has 5 seats. However, the seats are quite big, and looking at the overall size of the cabin, you get a good amount of knee room, leg room, shoulder room, and even the under thigh support is really impressive on the second row of the LX. However, you cannot slide the seats forward or back, so you can recline them, but only manually. That's the case with the sun blinds as well. No electronic function here. That's a bit of a disappointment. In terms of more features, you get 4-zone climate control. That's a good thing. You get Type-C charging ports as well, and also a HDMI port. And finally, you have 2 individual screens for both the rear passengers to enjoy your entertainment. So overall, a mixed bag. It could do with some more features, but some people will be content with what Lexus is offering with this LX.
The rear seats also come with heating and ventilation and can fold down at a press of a button. Then you get a cargo space of 1960 liters, which is massive.
On the driver's seat, you really have to first get used to the huge size of this SUV. It's more than 5 meters long, really wide as well. So you have to be really mindful of the traffic around you, or how wide the road is, how you're turning the car through lanes or at signals. When you're making your maneuvers, you have to be slightly more careful, especially in the beginning. And then, of course, with time, you'll get used to it. The good thing is that the view is really clear that you get as a driver. So the windshield is big. The pillars are not very wide, so they don't really block your view. Maybe the rear windshield could have given you a slightly better view, but it's not bad also. It's somewhere in between. But overall, this humongous size, it sort of makes you feel superior on the road. Maybe it's not the right way to put it, but all other cars that are driving around you feel very small in size when you're driving a car like the LX.
The new electric power steering has made the LX a much easier car to drive. It is more precise and responsive, and feedback is good as well, especially at high speeds. It can also be adjusted electrically in many ways, adding to the premium feel.
One of the few cars in this ultra premium segment that comes with only a diesel engine option. With changing times, companies are moving towards only petrol or hybrids or electrics, but this is again an old school vehicle, just like the features, where they continue with the diesel engine option. It's a 3.3 liter V6 motor that does the duty on this car, more than 300 bhp, and of course a diesel. You get massive amount of torque, 700 Nm, and you feel the real grunt of it when you press the throttle, especially out on the open road, as I'm doing right now. It really adds to the excitement. And this car actually is made for the open road, because that is where you'll enjoy it the most, especially with its multiple driving modes. So there are 6 in all: normal, eco, and then you have sport and sport plus. So it is tuned to also give you a sporty drive, and there's custom mode as well, that you can choose the settings of things like the steering or the engine according to your needs, depending on the kind of drive you're looking at. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, again something that's not really common in the segment. It really helps in better gear ratios, also slightly better fuel efficiency, if that is what still concerns you after spending so much money on a car like this. But overall, a good package, this combination of this engine and gearbox. Plus you also have the comfort or the option of paddle shift, so you want to take greater control of the car. That thing is there for you on the LX.
The car races to a top speed of 210 km per hour, and it takes 8 seconds to reach 100 km per hour. That, for a vehicle that weighs almost 3,300 kgs, is quite impressive. The downsizing of the engine hasn't really affected the performance of this beast.
One thing you cannot escape from in the LX, looking at its massive size, is body roll. That is there, it's here to stay. So if you're sitting in the second row, it's even more evident. So that is something you have to be mindful of. Taking corners at high speeds may put you at slight unease in a car like this. So on straight roads, great stability, you'll enjoy it, but on corners, maybe you'll have to reduce your speed a bit, and then you can get to enjoy this car a bit more. But one thing that works like magic is adaptive air suspension that comes as standard on this vehicle, and it doesn't matter what kind of roads you're driving on, good roads, bad roads, this car can just eat all of the bumps and potholes up, and you will not feel that in the cabin when you're driving, either as a driver or as the passenger. That's a good feature to have on the car. Add to that the active height control feature, again a useful feature on the car, especially when you're going out off-roading. You can increase the height of the vehicle to get more clearance.
There are as many as 6 multi-terrain modes you can choose from. These include dirt, sand, mud, deep snow and rock, apart from auto, which is a Lexus first, where the mode is selected automatically according to the terrain. Of course, you also have a 4-wheel drive system with a 4x4 low as well as locking differential. You get a ground clearance of 210mm on the SUV.
And all the other features that come with your off-roading requirements: hill start assist, hill descent control, all that is standard on the vehicle. You also get traction control, of course, tire pressure monitoring system, as many as 10 airbags on the Lexus LX, so quite a safe vehicle, of course a sturdy vehicle as well in terms of its build. You also get rear cross traffic alert. It's a good addition to the car, especially when you're using it in the urban environment. But Lexus should think about giving you more ADAS features on the vehicle, especially looking at the price of the LX and how technology is changing, how more cars are coming up with more and more ADAS features to make your drives safer. It's something that really would make the LX even more appealing.
There's also a unique fingerprint authentication system that limits who can use the start-stop button on the SUV. The LX starts at 2.28 crore rupees ex-showroom and remains a flagship SUV of the brand in every way.
At close to 3 crore rupees ex-showroom with what it offers, does the price tag of the Lexus LX seem justified? Well, maybe not. But for years, India and Indians have adored and appreciated this family of cars, be it the Toyota Land Cruiser or the Lexus LX. It is your ticket to exclusivity in a crowded segment of cars where there are many luxury cars present as well. However, we do hope, looking at the competition in future iterations, cars from this family get even more luxury and features. Let us know in the comments below, what do you think of the new Lexus LX? Is the price tag justified? Can the car get some more features? How does it fare against rivals? And will you think about investing close to 3 crore rupees on this mammoth SUV?